Hi besties, so my name is Mia and welcome to my channel Winnie Reads. Today we're going to be talking about my March TBR. So first we are going to pick a few selections out of my TBR jar. So we're going to go over to my bookshelves downstairs and we'll do all that. I am in my little corner that has my TBR stack for my 23 books that I need to read in 2023, and so I am going to be picking some books from this jar. I'm going to pick, I want to say 3 books from this jar for this TBR, and yeah, so we're gonna let the little jar of truth decide what I'm going to be reading this month. I'm a little bit scared about it, I have to say, because there are some big thick books on this list and I am a bit intimidated by some of them, but we are facing our fears. So let's see. The first one I'm going to pull out is this green one. Okay, we've got The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green. This is a nonfiction. Do I know the exact topic that this book is settled on? No, I don't. I think it covers like a wide array of topics, so I don't know if it has like a specific synopsis that I can give, but I am interested. I see John Green on my For You page on TikTok all the time, just talking about random shit, and he seems like a pretty interesting dude, so like sure, why not read his book? So yeah, gonna be reading this one, I guess. All right, let's see, what was this one? This one was green, so I'm gonna pull out a blue tab now. All right, this one is, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see that. This one is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. So we've got Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, and yeah, I bought this book somewhat recently. I've heard nothing but good things about this book for the past like 2-3 years, so I'm definitely intrigued to try it out. Can I tell you guys that I have heard a lot about this from TikTok, definitely, but the first person that I ever heard talking about this was Emma from Drinking by My Shelf. Like, she absolutely loved this book, and I remember her talking about this book ages ago. So it's so interesting to see it like blow up on TikTok after seeing her talk about it. But like, yeah, I don't know, I just, every time I think about this book, I associate it with her. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading this book this month. And let's see, let's pick a pink one since the last 2 were blue and green. Okay, all right, another nonfiction. This one is, maybe you could see, maybe it focused, maybe it didn't, but this one is All About Love by Bell Hooks. So let's find her. Here we go. All About Love by Bell Hooks, another book that I have seen on TikTok talked very much about. Bell Hooks is an incredible thinker, that's what I'm going to call her, and I have read a few of her essays, but I have not read this full book. I think I read a few of her essays from like The Will to Change in some of my classes, so I'm excited to try this out. I hope that it changes my life the way that everyone on TikTok says it will. And yeah, so these are the 3 picks for my TBR jar for the month. Let's see how it goes. I am pretty glad that I picked a few nonfiction picks because I'm behind on my nonfiction reading goals for the year. I want to read like 15 nonfiction books this year, and I've only read 2 so far, and we're in March already, so need to pick up the pace, make a little bit of progress. So these are the 3 TBR jar picks, and then I also have The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, which I'm still in the middle of, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add that to my stack as well. Still in the middle of 7 Days in June, so on the stack still. And then I have a few other picks that I am kind of excited to share with you that are new to the channel, at least. I don't think I've talked about them anywhere on here yet. So one of them is called Plie by A.H. Cunningham. A.H. Cunningham is a Black romance author that I've been hearing a lot about, that she writes really fun, spicy romances. I know she has some poly romances that I've been seeing go around. And this is her latest release, and it is about this woman who's like a ballet instructor, and she's like an experienced submissive, and she meets this guy who is like an inexperienced dom, and she teaches him about like the BDSM community and like SM, you know, like S&M, DS dynamics and stuff like that. And the cover is so wild and crazy that I have to read this book. I have to read this book. Like, it just, like, look at what the cover is giving. You're telling me that I'm not going to read this book? Like, I have to pick it up. I have to see what it's giving. I'm excited to try it. Hopefully it's going to be really good and really spicy, because I am on the hunt for new Black romance authors that I can stand. So gonna be picking this one up. Then I have Restore Me by J.L. Seekers. This is also another romance author who I've been hearing a lot about. And recently she released like the follow-up to Restore Me, which is called Revive Me, and that's like a part 1 and a part 2. And Erin, my best friend, she read Revive Me and she absolutely adored it. Like she enjoyed Restore Me, but she loved Revive Me, and it's like one of her favorite romances that she's read recently. So I have to see what it's giving, have to see what's up. Erin has so much sway over my reading life that it's not funny, but I have to see what it's giving. So I am going to be picking up Restore Me. Restore Me is I was going to say a forbidden romance. I don't know if it's necessarily that, but it is a romance about this woman. Her husband has passed away recently, and her husband's best friend kind of swoops in to comfort her, and it's like a romance between them because the best friend has honestly always been in love with her. And I don't want to say it like in a bad way, but it kind of sounds bad, like now he finally has his chance to be with her. I don't know if that's really the vibe that it's supposed to give, because that sounds a little bit bad, but I am interested. It seems like it would be a very like emotionally messy romance, and I love those, so I definitely want to check it out. And I want to read That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. So what I have just heard recently is that this is being picked up and traditionally published by Orbit. Orbit is one of my favorite fantasy publishers ever. I love them. I keep tabs on their new releases, stuff that they're picking up and all that all the time, because I just think they always have like the most interesting stuff in fantasy. And I've been hearing about this author Kimberly Lemming for some time now. I really feel like maybe I want to get into like my cozy, fun, cutesy fantasy era, because y'all know me, love fantasy, but I am very much a delicate flower. I'm in my delicate flower era, and I just cannot handle being like stressed out. And I feel like for whatever reason, fantasy more than any other genre just like stresses me out. It's like a stressful reading experience like no other, and I just can't handle it. So I want to read a fun, sweet, cutesy fantasy, and I feel like this is going to give me that. I've heard that it's really funny, so like I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I want to see what it's giving. I also recently saw the audiobooks on Scribd, so I will be checking it out. Then we have Cindered Glass by Shalon Johnson. Now I am already reading this book. I'm about 15% into it, and this is a polyamorous Cinderella retelling. So this is a story about a Cinderella figure, and she is, you know, being taken advantage of by her wicked stepmother. Her stepmother is trying to get her married off to somebody that she does not want to be married to. She already has this like emotional and now sexual entanglement with this guy named the blacksmith. He doesn't have a name because of some kind of like magical punishment that he's under, but she has an entanglement going on with the blacksmith. But then she is trying to get out of this marriage that her stepmother has arranged for her. So she makes a deal with this fae guy to help her get out of that marriage. And so she's also intimately entangled with the fae. Then, because it's a Cinderella retelling, I'm assuming that she's going to end up with Prince Charming to some degree. And also, she has a crush on this guy that's like a bodyguard for the piece of shit that her stepmother is trying to marry her off to. So this is a poly romance about this Cinderella figure and all of those dudes in her life, and I am so excited and I'm having a good time with it. It's already very spicy in the first 15%, so like loving that. For me, the main character, her name is Summer, loving that for her. It's a good time, and I'm going to be reading some more of it. I'm very excited about it, so yeah. Then I want to read Sing Me to Sleep by R.M. Virtues. Now, R.M. Virtues wrote one of the sexiest books that I read last year, and that book is called What Are the Odds? And I loved that romance so much, and I thought that it was so sexy and so fun, but it was really short. And so I definitely want to read more of R.M. Virtue's books, more of his backlist, but I think I'm going to start with this, which is like a monster romance, and it is about this girl who has like sleep paralysis or something, and this night terror demon guy that comes to her in her dreams, and they have a relationship of some kind. He's a sleep demon, a sleep paralysis demon, a night terror. What is he? I'm not sure, but I'm intrigued, I'm interested, and I want to see how the story is going to end up. So I will be reading that as well. So yeah, I'm excited. It's a very romance heavy month for me, I think. I feel like that's the vibe I'm going for. Lots of romance, lots of fun, light and airy vibes. I'm feeling a little fantastical, feeling very whimsical and romantic, and I am kind of feeling in the monster romance mood, so maybe that RM Virtues book will get me on a monster romance binge. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, those are the reading plans, or the reading goals, the reading wishes. I don't know. That's what it is. That's the TBR. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, you guys.